Yeah, that's the shit that happens. People gonna bring it to your doorstep if you get real disrespectful like that. Which man. Hey everyone, what's going on? We have a bit of a serious episode this time. It's episode 143. I kind of went off on an issue that was brought to my attention by Damar B, one of our listeners who left a comment and put me up on some information that I really needed to know about. And I shared my opinion about that, a link related, some background information, and some other also alternative information to give you another perspective on the issue of race relations and things like that. So yeah, I'm gonna let the episode speak for itself. So enjoy. Yo, what's going on, YouTube people? What's up? What's up? What's up? It's me, Akil. We have an afternoon episode. I'm here with my dog. He's on my lap. You can't see him probably, but he wants some attention. So yes. We'll see how long he stays on my lap. He's getting all sleepy. Anyway, I'm in a great mood today. I was just before this episode, I was dancing around listening to 80s music and fucking baking a sweet potato pie, which is in the oven right now. So if you hear noises, beepity boop in the background, that's what it is. What else is going on? Yeah, today's my day off. I got some other house shit to do, but I'm just getting ready for Thanksgiving. So I had to make a practice pie because I haven't made sweet potato pie in about a year for my family. I'm the American, so I'm the designated Thanksgiving aficionado, trying to, between Costco and the internet, I'm just trying to make it happen, make it work. So that's about that. Yeah. So that's why I'm recording this during the daytime. Yesterday I was just kind of chilling. This weekend I had my wedding anniversary, so yeah, I had to spend some time with my boo. you know, I can't say bae because that just doesn't feel right to me. I've been in Japan the whole time, so my boo, baby, that's about it. I know I'm old. Sorry, I've been in Japan for bae, so it's just not. I even forget what it means half the time. But anyway, yeah. So that's about it. Now this episode is gonna be different. No alcohol. I have purposely wanted to do this episode sober, just because I wanted to try to organize my thoughts somewhat. Because we got a big issue to talk about. A big issue. And yeah, I kind of don't know where to start with it. I mean, it's not like earth shattering, groundbreaking to me, but it is, definitely some shit I have an opinion about and feelings about. But, talking to myself, talking through it by myself is kind of a bit. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. I just realized one thing. I'm gonna stop it right here and do a bit one piece of research that I forgot to do before getting started. Before I get all warmed up. Hold on one second. Okay, I'm back. My bad. Sorry about that. Before I got started, I wanted to make sure I included this because this is gonna go into my rant. But all right, let's just get into it. You know what it is? It's fucking about Nobita. And pretty much, yeah, fuck that guy. Right? Fuck him. Like, thank you. I gotta give you shout outs. Damar B, thank you for letting me know about what's going on, the situation with him. So pretty much what's been going on. I'll give you some background if you don't really know. The past few episodes, I've been using like several videos from Nobita, YouTuber, Japanese YouTuber, and about just different aspects, especially related to dating and men and women and stuff like that. And he struck me as kind of a bit sarcastic, spoke upfront, speaking his own mind kind of person who knew quite a bit, about foreign people's thinking as well as Japanese people thinking, and kind of balance the line between those two, similar to Yuta. Yuta is another YouTuber who does a similar kind of thing, and, in a very foreign way, but from a Japanese perspective. Now, that was cool. Some things, me being a long-term resident here in Japan, in some parts in ways I kind of could agree with, a lot of his perspective and classifications of a lot of different things, the way he broke that stuff down to. And I think after maybe like 2 episodes ago, Damar B, and maybe one other person, I believe, but mainly I think it was Damar B, because he also emailed me. Was just like, yeah, he's racist and fuck that dude. And I was like, from what I had seen, I was like, where's this shit coming from? Let me kind of see. And I asked, like, okay, well, what's the deal? And so he emailed me a link. And so apparently, what happened several years ago, before I was, before I really started YouTube or anything like that, I guess Nobita got into a big thing with the whole black community. I don't know where it started. I guess he had to delete several videos. I'm guessing it was kind of an escalation of videos against black people, I'm pretty sure. I don't know where it started, but I might imagine it might have been from some protest / riots that might have happened several years ago. It's a shame that you can just rattle off, St. Louis, fucking Baltimore, fucking wherever it started. It's a shame that, there's a list of several different instances you can kind of point to and not really lock down where it started. But I'm just guessing on that part, but something pissed off black people. And basically, from him airing out his opinions online, he became under attack by the black internet. And on the one episode, the one video I saw, which I linked to, again, thank you, Damar B, for providing that link. He deleted a link, but before he deleted it, was, I guess, reposted somewhere else on another site. And so I found, he gave me that link, and I watched the video that Nobita posted, basically just attacking the fuck out of black people, right? And like, I'm not gonna, like, I was watching it, the first few minutes of the video, I was watching it, and I felt sorry for him the first few, because I kind of could get a feel for what happened, what triggered him, which I'm gonna get into. But it gets to a point in that video where it's just like, really, dude? Really? And I'm not going to, I'm sure, I'm not saying this to rehash like whatever the fuck happened several years ago. This shit is new to me. Like, I didn't know about this situation at all, so I gotta speak on it right now. So I gotta say, fuck this dude right now. Like, I'm sorry, like, fuck you. Like, 1000% fuck you. And it, like, I kind of don't know where to start, really, because it just the first thing I thought, it really reminds me of several conversations I had in college with people from other races. And me being an inner city kid, really much out of my element in a rural town, predominantly white town. I'm not going to get in the whole white and black dynamic in here, because that's not really the issue. But me being a minority in a lot of situations, let's say being the only black dude at a party, going there with like a lot of, white friends, for example, and, me being very much quote unquote urban in my dress, in my style, in my demeanor, but still being able to function around a lot of people. In the beginning, people see me coming, and it used to happen a lot where people really stand up, oh shit, what is this dude doing here? But once they realize I know like half the people there, it becomes like, oh, hey, you're cool, you're Akil, and I mean, I kind of knew, like, okay, yeah, I got you. Check, you're put in that category. I mean, it is what it is, now that I'm a bit older, but in college, it was kind of like one of those kind of things. And it didn't happen all the time, but sometimes I got in these conversations with, I'm not singling out white people alone, but I'm just using this to compare to Nobita, right? I'm not trying to get into a black-white conversation at all, okay? But like, there was a certain type of person that really when watching the Nobita video, he reminded me so much of that type of person. Oh, hold on, sorry. Shit. Okay. Sorry, YouTube people. I said I wasn't gonna check the mic. I gotta check it. Sorry about that. I just realized like it was kind of hovering over the volume, one of the buttons that might have fucked up something. So anyway, but yeah, Nobita really reminded me of a type of person that I encountered sometimes in college, and and that's why I was really surprised to see his video, because I haven't encountered that person here. Like, check it on my pie. Okay, yeah. Sorry, I'm busy. Remember, I got a pie in the oven. Like, I got all the windows, and let me crack a door before I do this. Before I don't suffocate in this bitch. My dog is sleeping. I'm like, are you suffocating? Okay, hold on. Let me crack a door before anything happens to me on this podcast. 1 second. Okay, sorry for all the starting and stopping, but I just wanted to be sure some fresh air got in here before I get started. But anyway, so yeah, this type of person that I encountered. Like, it happened, I can remember, like, I don't remember the person. It was like a person I met recently, at least 2 or 3 occasions. It'll be a person that I would talk to at a party, and they'd be cool. Mostly it's a dude, kind of dorky, like, like for some reason. And, I might be one of the first couple of black people they could speak openly and honestly with. And we would talk, and we would have like a good conversation, a meeting of the minds. And I was like, wow, yeah, this is great. This is cultural interaction, interchange type shit, and we would talk about, I don't know whether the fuck we were talking about, real cool, semi-debate, semi-kind of stimulating conversation. Like, wow, I'm in college. This is the type of college conversations I wanted to have. Wow, this is what really college is like. And some point in the fucking conversation, they would say some dumbass shit. Like, yeah, all black people are, you're really cool, but fuck black people, blah, 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 blah. And, it'll be like, are you serious, motherfucker? And then the conversation would turn into like a good 3-4 hours of me trying to be like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Don't get it twisted just because I'm talking to you that I'm just going to co-sign all the bullshit that you're spewing out of your mouth, and you'll be like, no, but because say some shit like, because how they are. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, it would just turn into like one of those kind of conversations. And it's more than anger for me. It's just disappointment, and I had never had that type of situation in Japan. I've had Japanese people say things that are ignorant. I've had Japanese people say things for several different reasons. You can think it might be. I think I told you about the one time the older Japanese guy said something that was clearly inappropriate. It could be inappropriate. It could be ignorant. It could just be the language gap, that they don't have the words to really nuance what they want to say exactly. Sometimes it happens with me and my wife. Like, I'm like, okay, don't say that around other black people. I mean, I know what she doesn't have the vocabulary to articulate. I mean, not saying my wife's English is really good, but it might be like a nuanced type of conversation that she might not have the exact vocabulary word to say what she feels, and the wrong word might come out, and I'm like, whoa. She's like, I know, but I'm like, okay, I understand what you want to say it like this, stuff like that, and I'll teach her like how to say what she wants to say, and we'll talk through it. But if it was a lot of other people around, like, it would be a whole lot of explaining to do. But I mean, she's not like dropping the M-bomb or anything like that on me. She's very much aware of that, but some nuanced words, trigger words, or things like that we have in American culture, or explaining different situations and stuff like that. So but anyway, that's like an international relationship. So but yeah, watching that Nobita video, especially the first part, I could feel like he's the Japanese equivalent of that dorky ass dude, the type of dude that I encountered in college. That's what I felt like. Okay, well, first, before that, what I think happened and why he made, and which of course the link is in, because I want you to see it, the link is in the description. What I think happened, and if I doubt Nobita will ever see this, and I will never speak about him again on this podcast after this episode, ever. Like, if someone does something fucked up in my eyes, the worst thing I can do is be like, "You're dead to me." So after this conversation, Nobita, you are dead to me, like 100 motherfucking percent. So that's just what it is. That's just my stand as a black man. Like, fuck all that, right? But anyway, watching the video, like, I was thinking about this for days because the previous I heard about it after I recorded episode 142. So that's why I just left the post from Nobita on there, and just wrote in the comments a little bit. But basically what it sounds like happened to me is, for whatever, the trigger that outburst, whatever video or videos he made previously about black people, he was speaking from his hypothetical, bubble of I'm just a YouTuber, these are my opinions type world, and he didn't know that shit gets real, and in my community and where I grow up, and like, your respect is a huge thing, and there's a certain thing that's called action reaction, and you're held to account for the things that you do, and especially, this is why I call Nobita a fucking smart. He's a smart idiot, right? He's a smart dumbass, because yeah, you have all these theories and ideas and things like that, which is cool, makes sense in a fucking bubble, but you're not smart enough to realize that your words do have power and impact. And since since you have an amplified voice via YouTube, the impact of those words is even more amplified. So if you spit some shit that people don't really like, don't really appreciate, you will be called to task on that thing in an amplified way. And I think that's something that he wasn't really prepared for, because in his mind, I'm just whoever the fuck, and I can say whatever the fuck I want, and these are my opinions because I'm talking in my room, just like me. But also, I understand that me talking to this camera by myself will be amplified, and these words will stick around on the internet long after, long after I'm gone, and that's totally fine with me. And that's why in the beginning I used to joke about it, like, yo, I'm going to get in trouble for this sometime in the future, maybe, or I don't know, hopefully, like, everything's cool. And I had to, tone back my language from the first few episodes once I realized as well that actually I'm taking being a YouTuber seriously, or not even YouTuber, a podcaster seriously. Before my first couple of episodes, I was just bullshitting around, getting drunk, talking shit, but once I realized, oh wait, I'm actually doing this, like, you have to have some awareness of the voice that you have, even if you're only talking to one person. This motherfucker's got like a few 100,000 people, but his limited and slanted worldview blocked him from realizing the possible consequences of his actions, and being Japanese, possibly, or being sheltered, more than likely, in some form or another, he didn't understand that we live in a motherfucking real world. And when you talk some shit, people are going to check you, especially black people. Especially black people are going to check you for some type of disrespect. And one way or another, I'm pretty sure it was online, he got that. And if you listen to that video, he talked about some people stepping to him in Starbucks when him and whoever the fuck he was with was there. And yeah, that's the shit that happens. People gonna bring it to your doorstep if you get real disrespectful like that. Which I imagine he probably was, because in his mind, well, you have the right to your opinion, I have the right to my opinion and say whatever the fuck I want. That's always true until someone steps to you in Starbucks and talks about popping you in your motherfucking mouth. Like, you have to deal with those consequences, like, that's what it is. That's the world we live in. And that's why, for me, watching that video, the first part of that, that's what it felt like. He felt, in a way, powerless, and he felt triggered, and he felt, like, what the fuck? Because why are all these quote unquote black people attacking me, and that's just so wrong. But you stepped out of pocket, homeboy. You stepped out of pocket. That's the first thing I said. Like, you stepped out of pocket from the jump. Like, and just like the same, and just like it reminded me of some of those conversations that I used to have in college as well. Like, same kind of thing. Like, you are the fuck out of pocket, and you need to take your in a bubble kind of hypothetical ass opinion and shove it up your fucking hypothetical ass. Like, that's kind of what it is, and otherwise deal with the consequences of it. Hey, it's your fucking choice. And I'm pretty sure when in that day in Starbucks, reality hit him. And the only way he can kind of fight back or bite back is by making a dumbass video like that, which exacerbated the fucking problem. And for some, in which, why I say is disappointing, and shows his true colors as a fucking, smart dumbass, because it's someone who does have this slanted, limited worldview, but doesn't realize how limited and slanted it is. And the second part of the video, all the statistics and all the bullshit ass, like, when you start talking about genetics and testosterone, man, like, you don't know how fucking like, I this is why I didn't drink on this thing, because I could really play that game. Anybody can play that game. And it's easy to play that game. It's easy to cherry pick information. It's easy to say, oh, look at this. This is an example of this. Look at this. This is an example of that. Look at this. This is an example of this. Anybody can do that. Anybody can do that to generalize and justify their bullshit, fucked up actions, right? And that's the problem with the human race right now. And throughout history is, justifying your predetermined conceptions of another group of people, and, through cherry picking information or anecdotes or whatever the fuck you want to, put two and two together in the way that you want it to be, to justify your fucked up shit. And that's the easy way out. From, in my opinion, whether you like black people or you don't like black people, the way to, from the beginning, to say, I don't know, da 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 da, I have questions about da 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 da. Educate me. Let me know. Let's dialogue about it. Instead of saying, I know everything. And especially when you start talking about, like, systematic racism and stuff like that is a concept and it's all in your head and shit like that, dude, you are from Japan. Shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. See, I'm sorry. I'm trying, people. I'm trying not to get worked up, right? I'm trying not to get worked up, but yeah, it's, it's one of, it wasn't shocking. It was disappointing. And it just showed your colors, yeah. Do you get, whether you said, I don't think I'm a racist, do I classify you in the racist box? Check. Yes, I do. Right? Do I classify you in the ignorant box? Check. Yes, I do. Do I classify you in the stupid box? Check. Yes, I do. Do I classify you in the dumbass box? Yes, I do. And, that's why he just reminds me of the people, like those people that I had those types of conversations with. It's like, just because, in this area, you think you got it, or you might have it, doesn't mean you understand everything, in the world. And the mark of true intelligence is understanding that you don't have the answers to everything, and being open-minded and understanding and listening, to other perspectives and other points of views. That expands your scope. And some of the people in listening to this podcast now, we have different views. Me and Rob, we have different views on a few different things, but we're able to communicate and go back and forth on those things. And that's something I really appreciate, because, something from his perspective or another listener's perspective adds to my understanding. They might see something completely different than I see something. There's always three sides to a fucking story. There's your side, there's my side, and there's the fucking truth. But the dumbass people are the ones that think their side is the fucking truth. You know, you're like a fucking cat looking at a mirror thinking there's two cats, you dumb motherfucker. Like, oh, god damn it. Okay. Sorry. Okay. All right. Let me walk it back. Okay. But no, seriously. Like, it, yeah, you know, for those people watching who have watched this and who are justifiably angered, you know, upset at that, and who didn't know about the situation, I didn't repost this or, you know, share this information to you know, spark any more internet troll. 'Cause I'm sure this motherfucker got a lot of it several years ago, more than he can handle, you know, which is ironic because I just did a quick another search of Nobita and black people and saw he posted a Black Lives Matter related post. Dummy. Just leave it alone. Like, you just can't leave it alone. Just leave it alone. You're just looking for hits, you dumb motherfucker. Like, whatever. Whatever. Anyway, like, yeah, needless to say, he's unsubscribed. Needless to say, he's blocked from all of my YouTube accounts. I just, you know, you're just dead to me, man. Like, you know, and I didn't repost or rehash this to spark any hate against him in 2020, 2021, or moving forward or anything like that. Because for me, like, someone like that doesn't even deserve my anger, doesn't even deserve my attention. Me putting emotion into like a person like him is just the same thing as, like, you know, him you know, getting all emotional and making like a stupid ass video like he made, right? Like, you know, if you allow someone to put you out of pocket like that, they have control over you. They have control over your emotions, and it shows that you are the weaker person, you know, and that's why you know, it was kind of like quite disappointing, you know, and eye-opening to me to realize that, oh, like, even on the surface, even though he seems like a, you know, funny, entertaining person, really that's who he is. That video showed exactly who he is. A sensitive motherfucker who thinks that they know everything and will do whatever they can to defend their fucking ego, you know, when they feel scared and threatened and not in control. That's all it is, right? That's all it is. And, you know, it's sad. Like, when I encounter people like that, it's just sad. Like, I don't need to change anyone's opinion because that's your world. You live in that world, you know. Okay, go ahead, you know. And, you know, when someone who breaks that fucking, you encounter someone who shatters your dumbass world image, you deal with that as well. Like, you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. So, but I didn't want to leave you on that note. For all of you, for anyone out there who does believe, you know, in anything, especially the part about racism being all in your head and black people being victims. And by the way, I'm not, another thing, I'm not trying to let us black people off the hook at all. Like, black people, we do have our issues that we are working through, you know, but the important point we need to understand, and people who are not black need to understand, that these are not just issues that popped out of nowhere. Black people did not just wake up one day and say, hey, we're just going to do some fucked up shit to each other and other people. No, it doesn't work like that. You know, trees bear fruit from seeds, right? And the seed that is bearing the fruit that is the state of the black community has been planted a long time ago, and it's taken a long time to grow, and it has really, really deep roots. And to extricate that and, you know, make it into something different takes a lot of work, a lot of effort, a lot of generations, you know. And right now we're just starting to kind of, in a way, turn a corner than to what it was like when I was a kid. You know, in some ways things are changing a bit. In a lot of ways they're not. In some ways they're getting worse, you know. And that's why you've heard me talk about it previously. In some ways it pains me to be away from America, but in some ways it relieves me to be away from that shit. Just because, you know, I don't know how long, if ever, you know, or what that process will entail. Like, I don't have the answers to it. I don't. And the only thing I can do is focus on myself, making myself a better person. You know, luckily, thank goodness, I was able to, you know, recondition myself in a way where a lot of the societal, what's the word, programming, if you will, in America in general, and also within my own community, I was able to kind of, readjust that. And it was a long and painful process. I'm not going to lie, and I'm trying to make sure that my son grows up without a lot of that bullshit in his head. And it's a tough process, because especially when I introduce him to America in general, like, what's going to happen? I don't know. I got to figure it out, though. I'm his dad, so that's my job. So, like, that's not a fucking... I'm trying. Like, that's not in my head. That's not a victim mentality by me, right? And to help you understand that a bit more, there's a really, if you don't know what that feels like, Jane Elliot is I don't know, she's an educator or author, whatever she does, but she's fiery as a motherfucker, but she does a really interesting exercise, and she's been doing it apparently for a long time with students, especially non-black students, to give them a taste of kind of how, I guess systemic discrimination is the way I call it, works and affects the individual. And just watching, I forget, because I watched it, one of her videos, it popped up like somewhere on a website I was watching like about a year ago. And that was the first time I heard of her. And I went back and watched a few of her older videos. But there was this one girl in one of her classes who freaked out. And that girl freaking out reminds me so much of Nobita. Just when your little worldview is kind of, crushed and you just can't take it. It's just like, yo, just accept the fact that you don't know it all. Like, there's other things outside of you sometimes, right? And so don't just get bogged down by that crazy ass Nobita video, but also the Jane Elliott video. Me as a black dude, I find it hilarious sometimes. Those videos, like, I find it hilarious, especially the one with the girl like, I'm leaving, I'm getting out of here. And the teacher, she's just like, see? That's your shit. Like, that's what you do. And she just gets her. And she gets her. But and if you watch the other minority students in the class, they're just like, yeah. They're just like, yeah, pretty much. So, just to give you a bit of more of a context, if you're not so familiar with how that feels, because I've been in those situations where, again, I had to go through this in college, until from when I was elementary to high school. I grew up in Chocolate City, 100% black elementary school, 90, I'd say 95 maybe percent junior high school, 98% black high school. So I experienced being a minority for the first time my first day of college. And I didn't, it's a long story, but I didn't know. My college was, the dynamics of my college, my fault, but I got lucky to go there and experience that. And I had to go through that, and I had to fight through that, and I had to overcome that. And, a lot of those growing pains made me the person I am today, and allowed me to transition to coming to Japan, because I had gone through a lot of those things. So I had that tougher skin coming here. That's why I say, like, a lot of shit that I've gone through here, it's like, it's nothing compared to, like, back in college and back, because it's like, okay, I've kind of had my bumps and bruises. I understand how to deal with things, and I'm much more secure in the person that I am. So, I can put my best foot forward and be, I think, the ambassador that I should be, and without trying to save the fucking world, but be able to, provide a bit more understanding to people who might have never, a lot of people I met have never even encountered a black person before. And, I'm their first experience. And so, that's what it is. I'm carrying the fucking torch for the world. I'm trying to heal the world, make it a better place, and all that jazz. But yeah, definitely I'll make sure, I haven't done it yet. I'll probably put a few Jane Elliott videos in there just to counteract all the bullshit that was in Nobita's video. And whether you watch his videos in the future or not, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. You know, it's completely your choice, because he does make some interesting videos. You know, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to discredit all the other stuff he does. That's fine. But like I said, my stance as a man, as a black man, a proud black man, a strong black man, I can't watch another piece of content from that motherfucker ever again. Ever again. That's it to me. And I will never speak about him. I haven't even talked about him to my family yet, because it's just like, you know, or to my wife, not my family, but my wife. Like, you know, it's after this episode, like, I got it all out my system. Like, it's no more point of me even talking about this dude anymore. So that's about it. That's about it for this episode. Nothing else there. You know, we'll return back to our normal format in the next episode. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. You know, check out those links, and yeah, that's it. Okay. All right. I'll see you next time. Peace.